the agenda, reviewing the mission of the Louisville Muhsineen, introducing new members, reflections on completed projects. I'm going to explain the Sadaqa program, especially for the new members, introducing the Muhsineen Majlis, which is going to be applicable to all of us, current and ongoing projects, and then final words. Bismillah. So our mission, I've kind of condensed it into really three parts. The first part of our mission is to build a sound understanding of our aqidah, to learn and fulfill both our fard ayn, so individual obligations, as well as the fard kifaya to the best of our ability. A number of our workshops go over both of those, the fard ayn wal kifaya. So for example, we have workshops related to the ghusl mayyit, related to the dhabiha. We have halaqah with local scholars on various topics, including aqidah. The second part of our mission is to have a place and a gathering where we as Muslim men can develop ourselves holistically to strive for ihsan, excellence, in all parts of our lives. So our knowledge, our practice, our careers, seeking sustenance, our relationships with ourselves, our families, and with the community. And the third part is to build a sense of brotherhood. Alhamdulillah, a lot of our elders across the community have taken on and fulfilled so many responsibilities for our Muslim community, but as time passes, more and more of our elders are going to start to pass away. More and more of those responsibilities are going to start to fall on our shoulders. We need to strive to perfect ourselves so that when those responsibilities start to fall on our shoulders, we can execute them to the best of our ability. All right, so different brothers, they're going through different circumstances, different situations. We want to build a sense of camaraderie, a sense of brotherhood that goes beyond, salamu alaikum, let's hang out, let's grab coffee, let's grab a shawarma, which is wonderful, but it needs to go beyond that. Because as we shoulder more responsibilities, we need to know that the brothers to our left and to our right are able to support us and we can support them. There's no sense of worldly competition, but rather one that's oriented to the akhirah. We want to be able to do the best that we can and support each other whenever we take on those responsibilities. So for introductions, once again, my apologies for the loss in time. Who here joined around July, August? I believe Brother Ward, Majd, Ubaida, Amar, and you joined us in the summer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What part of the mission resonates with you all the most? And don't be shy.
For me, it's definitely the workshops where we help around in the masjid. For example, the Bilal project spanned across like a month. That was a prime example of what I expected from like helping around in the masjid, and it was very beneficial for us.
Barakallah feekum. Anything else from the new members? Amar?
Definitely the lectures that we would have from time to time, sit down and speak about topics, especially one that I remember was responsibilities when it comes to marriage, stuff like that. I think that's a wonderful topic, especially for us to go on.
I like that you brought that up, both for the new members and the old members. I really need to emphasize something. This is not a youth hangout. This isn't shabab, we're just chilling, we're just hanging out. We have adults spanning in age, spanning in life circumstances. This brother just got married. Alhamdulillah, I just had like my 5th anniversary. We have another member, Omar Sayal. Now we get to call him Abu Uthman. He just had a kid. We have kids in college, kids that just got out in high school. We got people in their 30s. I'm 31. This is not a youth hangout. This is a lot more serious. In saying that, of course, we should build a sense of brotherhood. We can joke around. We can, relax at times. But we also need to know there's a time and a place for everything. There's a time and a place where we need to be very serious. There's a time and a place where after we've taken care of ourselves and our families, there's times where we may have to sacrifice just a little bit of discomfort, a little bit of, of labor to take care of those who may not have the means to take care of themselves. And I bring this up, and, please humor me in my doing this. I want to give a bunch of shout outs right now. Alhamdulillah, over the past week, a number of brothers have gotten together to help clear the driveways, the walkways of people who are elderly, people who are disabled, those Muslim households where they don't have young men that can do this physical labor. So shout out to Ubaida, shout out to Adam, shout out to Mahmoud. Ramadan's not here. Abdurrahman. I want to give shout outs to those brothers. There was also the brothers that helped kind of pool resources together. We got salt for the masajid. So shout out to the brothers who went to the stores, sometimes late at night, to pick that up. Shout out to the brothers who took them to the different masajid. I've had people in the community say, well, why don't the masajid take care of that? That's not your responsibility. I want to take us out of that mindset. We look at this as a responsibility, as a duty. This isn't charity. Oh, you're poor, miskeen. We got to help you. No. This is a duty. This is a responsibility. Allah gave us our life, our physical strength, our endurance, our rizq. So we go above and beyond. Yes. For those of you who helped your families, I know some of you have big extended families. So it's not just mom and dad. It might be grandparents. It might be cousins. May Allah reward you. And then those who went above and beyond to help those who are not related to them, but still you sacrifice that little bit to help those. May Allah reward each and every one of you. So I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of our lectures, they're both dealing with aqidah as well as responsibilities. So the lectures that Sheikh Abu Zakaria did about marriage, we'll continue to have those periodically, as well as other topics. For the old members, what workshops have been impactful for you? And anybody can speak.
The
Ghusl al-Mayyit.
Yeah.
And may Allah reward you. You've been very active in that. I appreciate that immensely. So the Ghusl al-Mayyit workshops. Any other workshops?
Obviously all of them have been really impactful, but I would say a different angle, different perspective, the business workshops that we've done, especially early on when we had some business owners in the community come out. I was just amazed that it's like, we have these brothers and we say salam alaikum to them all the time. They're amongst us, but they're like geniuses in what they do and how much they're able to do with their businesses. It's like we have resources. Like many times we have role models, people that we look up to. Now you've got the internet and social media. Everyone is a guru, business, all of that. But it was kind of amazing to see. The brother that I'm always praying next to, he's a guru himself. He's not out there, spewing and trying to rip people off for a book and stuff. But that was really eye-opening to see. Like if there's anything that you want and need in life, like in terms of mentorship, we have it in our community. So it was really nice because we learned a lot, but also we gave them an opportunity to showcase that. Because before that, who really got them to open up and talk about their business and share their experiences? So that was really impactful.
And I know Waleed and Anwar are not here, but that reminded me, if I'm not mistaken, they were kind of inspired to start their travel agency, the Sabil Travels. So Waleed and Anwar, they went into business together. Now they're doing the Umrah trips. I think their next one's coming up in April. So if anybody's interested, reach out in the group chat. Hey, Anwar Waleed, hey man, I want to go on Umrah in April. Hit them up. But thank you for that. Anything else? Okay. So, reflecting on projects that we have executed on and our impact, I won't go through each and every one of these. You can read them on the screen. But alhamdulillah, we've built a lot of connections over, honestly, we've been together for 2+ years. Assalamu alaikum, Abu Uthman and Anwar, mashallah, mashallah. We've built a lot of connections and we've executed on a lot of projects, alhamdulillah. And really, I have a long list of thanks to give to the brothers that have helped me with the various translations in Arabic and Somali, especially Amar, you proofreading my broken Arabic. We've put together gift sets for new Muslims, alhamdulillah, between Adam, Omar, Mahad, and Lameen. We keep the inventories at both Al Noor and 6 Mile. The work we've done at the cemetery has been tremendous, cutting down nearly a third of the tree coverage that they have. And then the fences, we've put up a little over than 50% of the fences that we committed to them, and we'll continue that after the winter. The Ghusl Mayit especially, that has been something that over 1.5, 2 years, I can safely say 80-90% of the Ghusl Mayit is either led by one of our members, or at least one of our members is involved in the washing of the deceased, which I'm very proud of. And shout out to Abdurrahman, Rami, and Yazin for helping out with the social media. Once again, the social media presence is more just to try to inspire our local community. It's not, Sheikh Fulan, look at us. No. It's whatever beneficial lectures we can record, we put on there for future reference, and then also to inspire especially the younger men, inshallah. But immense thanks and immense du'as are in order for each and every one of you, and however you have helped out in these various projects. I put some of the pictures. So previous one was from Greenhaven. This was the donation bins that we assembled here. Left side, the fence. Right side, one of our trips learning how to do the proper slaughtering at the farm in Boston, Kentucky. And then splitting the trees for the fence rails. All right. This is especially for the new members because no doubt since you've joined, you didn't have anybody explain this. You probably saw it on the WhatsApp. What is the Sadaqa program? The Sadaqa program within the Louisville Muhsineen is our encouragement that each member, they make the appropriate intention that they donate $10 a month, and the funds that we collect is used to sponsor a lot of our workshops. So for example, the gun range workshop especially takes a pretty penny to rent the range, get the supplies. Some of the work that we do at the masajids, we've taken funds from the Sadaqah and spent it on that. You make the appropriate intention, you contribute your $10 if possible, and it's going to fund those programs that we put on. We do not have an official, what they call 501c3. We don't have like a nonprofit. Really, we just utilize Brother Anwar's Cash App because he doesn't use it for any personal reason, and it just helps us kind of bookkeep what's coming in, what's being spent. If at any time you want to see a statement, we want to be transparent in that, we're happy to share that. But that explains the Sadaqah. Keep in mind, in order to pay it, you either Cash App Anwar, so it's on the screen and it's always on the schedules that I send out at the beginning of each month, or you do a bank transfer or Zelle to Anwar. to the best of your ability, try not to pass it to anybody else except for Anwar, just because it's like, okay, I'm passing it to Muhammad, passes it to Ahmed, passes it to Anwar. Just try to send it straight to Anwar as best as possible. Any questions about the Sadaqa program before I move on? Good? Okay. All right, so the Muhsineen Majlis. So, alhamdulillah, we had good feedback from members like Ahmed Haji. Our intention with the Majlis is to do a gathering at least once a month where we sit down both among ourselves, but we also invite community members to come and share any general and local issues in the Muslim community to see if there's ways that we can try to address them. And our inaugural, our first Majlis is going to be next Sunday, the 19th, after Asr at Masjid al-Nur. Next week's gathering will be at al-Nur after Dhuhr, so I fixed the schedule. So the latest one in the WhatsApp is the correct one. We're going to advertise this. I've developed a flyer, sending it out. You're also welcome to invite your family, invite community members to attend with us. We are planning to live stream this, both for those who can't make it in person, as well as just for, if we need to look back at something. The only thing is, and I'm going to make this clear both at the beginning of the program and also when advertising, any sort of like personal issues, don't come and bring it to us. That's a private matter. If people really want one of us to try to mediate, that's fine, but this is not the place for that. This is going to be just general issues in the community to hear people out. We do have some topics, alhamdulillah, so we're not going in just empty-handed. There are topics that people have already proposed. So one of them is, and this came from one of the school administrators, how to properly donate, which to us is like, it's super simple, but we can easily put something together in English, Arabic, Somali on how to fill out like the donation forms, fill out memos, something we can easily do and send out to the community. I was talking with Anwar a couple weeks ago. Greenhaven Cemetery is kind of desperate to get scholars to discuss like what's the proper way to bury. We have issues at the cemetery. I won't get into too much detail, but they want scholars to talk on that issue. People are bringing stuff that you shouldn't be bringing to the cemetery, that sort of thing. And then a seminar on zakat. Outside of that, we'll see what community members also are looking for. Any questions related to the Majlis? Good? Okay. So current projects, alhamdulillah, we have a couple of projects that we are currently working through. The first one is what we're calling the Muhsineen Tool Library. So this project, Yazin and Ahmed have taken this project on. Essentially, for the Louisville Muslim community, we will have a collection of tools that people can sign contracts and rent, whether for their personal needs or anything like that. It'll be a way for us to generate revenue to fund Muhsineen projects. Once we get both the contract kind of figured out and sort of a structure on how people can do that rental and returns, we'll start to release stuff to the community. The second one is cemetery markers, essentially a kind of easy way when you go to the Islamic cemetery. You look up, okay, so-and-so is buried in plot D3, have some sort of like map or marker that helps you find where somebody's buried. As more and more people in the community pass away and our community is growing exponentially, that cemetery is going to fill up. It's going to be more difficult to find where so-and-so is buried. So Mahad and Ubaidah have taken on that project. Some of you may have seen on the WhatsApp, I did a poll. I know this is more kind of IT oriented, but a burial data search app I'm going to give the project proposal to a couple of the brothers, Muhammad Ali, Muhammad Afaq, Hafiz, Badruddin, Shaz, Ramadan, and Ward. What I'll do is I'll create a separate group chat, and I'll send the proposal, and we'll kind of go from there. After the winter, we are going to resume finishing up the fences that we were putting up at the cemetery. I expect probably we'll restart that around March or April, depending on the weather and temperature. That last part, if you know of some issue or some need of the local Muslim community, please put it in the WhatsApp, just for the sake of keeping this condensed. We won't talk about them right now, but please share them in the WhatsApp group. All right, so final words. Number one, I finally started working on the website for the Muhsineen. I want to make a directory of all members, and I'm actually going to show some examples of this directory page that I'm referring to. The work group system, we're kind of rethinking how that's going to work and make it more centered on the local masajid. We will give more details once we kind of have that worked out. Are there any questions or comments before we start to close?
Yeah, just to add on, I think the only thing that maybe wasn't mentioned, which we typically don't mention it publicly. I don't know why, Umar and Anwar. I guess probably when we started out we weren't mentioning that, but obviously there's some brothers that help Hamza out with the administration of this group. Alhamdulillah, Hamza, myself, Anwar, and Umar, Abu Uthman, we are the admins of the group. So we meet weekly. Outside of the time that we normally meet, we discuss how do we plan. Everything that you see here, we've talked about, discussed, we get some feedback from the brothers. So the reason why I bring this up, one, so that you can know us and identify us, so you can grab any of us. But secondly, because we put a lot of time, we try to put a lot of time and effort into deciding what we think is going to be beneficial for the group. But we don't want it to always be the ideas come from us and us alone. And we plan at times a month in advance, 2 months in advance. If there's ever a time, any workshop, any idea, there are no dumb ideas, you can reach out to any of us and say, hey, I personally, I don't know about the others, but I, Grayler, want to discuss this topic. Is there any way that you guys can do something regarding that? We made a tool. There is a Google form that we had. Hopefully once we have the website, we can automate some of that stuff where you could submit that. But as of right now, any idea that comes to mind, if you want to have a workshop on a project, whatever it may be, come to any one of us, let us know. We'll discuss and see how we can make it happen. Because we don't want it to always be, we have the ideas, we have the workshop, and it's fixed, and you just come and show up. We'll have more ownership, you'll take more out of it if it's something that you're personally interested in. And I'm sure there's other people, brothers in the group, that would be interested in that as well. So we want to open up that channel. It's always been open, we've always said that, but really emphasize that. Whatever it is, like the reason why we have the holistic approach, the reason why I brought up the business discussions, because we're not solely focused on just these workshops that are just lectures. Even the worldly things, a lot of us here are, in careers, right? IT, engineering, we've got some pre-med and medical students, so we try to touch upon all that. We have AI workshop for the new brothers, like literally any topic that you could think about. It's supposed to be holistic. It's supposed to be anything that you want. We should be able to cater to that within amongst us, because we have resources within, and we also have resources outside of the group that we can call in and make sure that we get those things to you. So that's all I wanted to add.
2 things, and then I'll show kind of an example of the directory page, and then we'll close. Number 1, though we have an Amir and the admins, please feel comfortable bringing up ideas and also criticisms. We're not sitting in the ivory tower where you guys can't approach us and talk to. No. Talk to us. Whether it's call, whether it's, pull us aside if we're praying together in the masjid. However you want to approach us, please interact with us. Communication's a two-way street, right? So we organize these workshops, these gatherings. We also want your feedback. We want your critiques. We want your ideas. Number two, in terms of communication. Now, I work in IT, but I'm also very critical of IT. I know that WhatsApp is not everybody's favorite platform. It is, we have the WhatsApp group chat. Please communicate in there and please check it every so often, like once a day. Once again, I'm not expecting 2 paragraphs from each person. No, just check it. We send out a lot of updates. When there's an impromptu situation, we put it in there, hey, we need some brothers for such and such. Just check it as, once a day at least. Obviously, the ideal is, hey, Amar and Muhammad and I, we run into each other at the masjid. Hey, man, I need something, or hey, this is going on. What can we do? But outside of that, we have the WhatsApp group chat. Please use it. At least, please check it. All right. Now, just examples of the directory pages. You don't have to be a professional designer. I'm not expecting something out of Canva. You can put something together in Microsoft Paint. We're looking for a couple of things, kind of an about me portion, ways to get in touch, maybe something about your professional life, and anything that you're doing in the community. That's really all we're looking for. It doesn't have to be pretty. We're not worried about that. We just want something that, and actually, I'll give an example. Now, one of the brothers is not here, but one of the brothers is. Arbeida, did Abdul Majid, I know he's a new member, did he reach out to you? He wanted to talk to you about like the medical transport business. Did he reach out yet? Okay, so I'll put you two in touch. But that kind of goes towards the purpose of this directory. As we get bigger, more and more members are going to have common interests, common careers, or maybe they don't realize, we go to the same masjid, or we just seem to miss each other. Okay, this directory is just another form of communication that we can get to know one another better. I know most of you guys, actually I know all of you guys. Some of you guys I've known since you guys were little. I'm not that old, but some of you guys I've just met. My one ask is to go beyond just knowing each other by your first name. Get to know each other a little bit more. Whether that's grab a shawarma, grab coffee, pray in the masjid together, read Quran together. Go above just, I just know Kab by first name or Ahmed by first name. No, like get to know each other more than that. That's my final ask. We'll go ahead and close here. Are there any other questions or comments? If not, then we can close. Okay. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. بارك الله فيكم. جزاك الله خيرا.